Hello, good morning. It's fifth episode of PowerBI on Skill Jogger on Sunday, and we are still jogging. Today we will speak about some DAX and calculated columns and measures, but only the basics, as I don't know too much about it so far. So first we will load some data we've translated. The original data I found on the internet is in Spanish, so hopefully, or not hopefully, luckily there was a translation in English. So for this data set we have to use first row as columns, and I will change the format for these two columns on date, and now I will close and apply. In the meantime, I can say that DAX is data analysis expressions. That's how the short is extended. That is how the abbreviation develops. Abbreviation. Okay. So we have the dataset loaded, the table, with information about divorces, divorce dates, and some other information. So here on table tools we have an option of new column, calculated column. So we will use that, and here it will be a very easy DAX expression. It will be divorce age man, and here we will take date diff function, and we will take date of birth of man, comma, the next argument is divorce date, and the last one is the data frame, time range, like months, years, so we will choose years. Probably I can also go with it like this. So after enter, a new calculated column is created at the end of the table, and here we can see what was the age of these men when they were divorced. 22, quite young, right? On the other hand, there is also an option of creating the measures. So here is the measure, and probably I could do something like average marriage duration, and here I would use average on marriage duration, enter, and here is the measure with this calculator icon, and the measure is not visible on the table, it's just here. And there is an option to create a new table. Let's go with two columns, and the column will be average duration, but I think that doesn't make sense. Actually, I can add anything here. I will go with load, and here is the table below. So usually if you have the table of measurements, you can use this sign, which is underscore, right? So you can use the underscore, and it gives you it lets the table to be at the top of the list, and here we can go with measure table, right? If you click on the measure on home table, you can pick which table it has to be assigned to. So now it is assigned to the new created table, and now I can delete the column was created before, delete from model. Yes, and that is how I can have a table of measurements, which may be useful, but probably there are also people which have the measures assigned to each tables, which probably is something developed via experience. With whoever prefers to work in different ways, does how he likes to. So also some notes I can read. The calculated column is added to the PowerBI model, not Power Query. So after the data is loaded into the model, and values are in a calculated column are computed only once during data load or refresh for calculated column. And a measure is dynamic, good for aggregate calculations such as total sales or percentage share of sales. Values change depending on user filtering. That is still not too clear for me, but we will get to that. And a calculated column is not the best solution for aggregation, sum over the entire column. For row level calculations, use the calculated column. So that's why for the divorce age man, we used the calculated column, because we were going per rows. We were looking at the date difference between one row and between two columns in one row, and each row was calculated. So measure is good probably for using some aggregation functions, as here was for the average. So that's it. There is also something like two different contexts regarding to this. So there is a row context, which is an example of the thing we did with this calculated column divorce age man, and the filter context, which is not still so clear for me. So row context refers to the current row and is evaluated sequentially for each row. And for filter context refers to the constraints, filters that are applied before calculations are performed. So yeah, that is not too clear for me, but we will get to that after all the functions in the course I have before me. They are before me. Let's say they before me, but I don't like the sound of that. Okay, so that's pretty much for today. Thanks for listening, and see you soon. Peace.